From the rugged Y-block roots of the 1950s to the high-tech LS1 revolution, these engines didn't just power cars, they shaped American performance history. From Ford's racing FE monsters to Mopar drag legends, here are the forgotten American V8 icons. Ford 427 FEV8 1963 to 1968. The Ford 427 FE is one of the most legendary racing engines in American history. Designed specifically for NASCAR, drag racing, endurance races, and even marine use, it featured a 4.23-inch bore and 3.78-inch stroke with stock ratings around 425 horsepower, but race versions often made over 500 horsepower. It used cross-bolted main bearing caps for extreme bottom-end strength, a design costly but revolutionary at the time. Most famously, the 427 powered the Ford GT40, which won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in both 1966 and 1967, beating Ferrari and shocking Europe. It was also infamous in drag racing and used in Thunderbolt Fairlanes, Galaxies, and lightweight factory race cars. The 427 FE is one of the most collectible V8 engines today, known for brutal torque, aggressive sound, and racing pedigree. The Ford 427 FEV8 was a race-bred powerhouse built to dominate NASCAR, drag strips, and even win Le Mans in the legendary Ford GT40. Ford 360 FEV8 1968 to 1976. The Ford 360 FE was mainly engineered as a reliable workhorse engine, designed for trucks and heavy-duty applications. Featuring a 4.05-inch bore and 3.50-inch stroke, it produced around 215 to 240 horsepower, but delivered massive torque around 350 pound-feet, ideal for towing and work use. It shared architecture with legendary FE motors like the 390, 428 Cobra Jet, and 427 race engines. The 360 became extremely popular in Ford F100, F250, and F350 pickups, as well as some utility and industrial vehicles. It was commonly upgraded to 390 or 410-stroker setups due to parts compatibility. Today, it retains a cult following in vintage Ford truck communities. Ford 272Y Block V8 1955 to 1957. The Ford 272Y block marked Ford's first widely available OHV V8 engine, kicking off the modern era of American V8 power. It featured a deep-skirt Y-shaped block that increased rigidity and durability, making it a favorite for trucks and passenger cars. With a bore of 3.625 inches and a stroke of 3.30 inches, it produced between 162 and 182 horsepower depending on carburetor options. It became popular in vehicles like the Ford Fairlane, F-Series trucks, and the early Thunderbird. Although it wasn't a high-performance engine, its durability and distinctive metallic exhaust note made it iconic among early V8 fans. Many hot rodders later discovered how strong the bottom end was, allowing for mild performance upgrades. Its rattly, hollow exhaust sound became known as the classic Y-block sound. The 272 laid the foundation for future Ford V8 designs, including the more powerful 292 and 312 versions. Ford 312 Y-block V8 1956 to 1960. The Ford 312 was a top-of-the-line Y-block and one of the earliest high-performance factory V8s available to the public. Equipped with a 3.80-inch bore and 3.44-inch stroke, it produced 215 to 300 horsepower, with the supercharged P-code NASCAR version reaching over 300 horsepower in 1957. It appeared in premium models like the Ford Thunderbird, Mercury Montclair, and early performance sedans. This engine helped Ford enter the world of racing, especially in NASCAR and early drag racing. Its strong block design allowed it to sustain higher RPMs, making it a favorite for tuners and racers in the late 1950s. The 312 also featured some of the earliest factory-installed superchargers, making it a historic milestone in American performance engineering. Today, it remains a valuable collector's engine. Chevrolet LS 15.7 V8 1997 to 2005. The Chevrolet LS1 revolutionized modern V8 design, combining compact size, light aluminum construction, advanced cylinder heads, and incredible tuning capability. It debuted in the 1997 Corvette C5, producing 345 to 350 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque. Its compact design, low weight, and deep skirt block made it ideal for both performance cars and swaps into older vehicles. What made LS1 special wasn't just its power, but its tunability. With simple mods, LS1 engines could reliably reach 450 to 500 horsepower, and full builds could exceed 1000 horsepower. It quickly became the most popular V8 swap engine in the world due to aftermarket support and affordability. Mopar 426 Max Wedge, 1962 to 1964. The Mopar 426 Max Wedge, also known as the Ram Charger or Superstock, was Chrysler's first purpose-built factory drag racing engine. It used enormous intake ports, hence Max Wedge, and aggressive compression ratios up to 13.5 to 1, producing a rated 415 to 440 horsepower, though real-world output was well over 500 horsepower. With a 4.25-inch bore and 3.75-inch stroke, it was optimized for high RPM torque and straight-line acceleration. These engines came in specially prepared Dodge and Plymouth cars built only for racing, not typical street use. They dominated NHRA Superstock classes and set the stage for Chrysler's next legend, the 426 Hemi. The Max Wedge proved that Detroit could build a race-ready factory engine that customers could order from a dealership, making it a key piece of muscle car history. Chevy L 98 5.7 TPI V8 1985 to 1991. The Chevy L 98 5.7 TPI was GM's answer to the emissions-choked low-power early 1980s. It kept the classic small-block Chevy architecture but added tuned port injection (TPI), a long-runner fuel injection system that gave it huge low-end torque and much better drivability than the carbureted engines it replaced. In the Corvette, the L98 started around 230 horsepower and 330 pound-feet in 1985 and climbed to about 245 horsepower and 345 pound-feet by the early 1990s, depending on year and application. In F-body Camaros and Firebirds, it made slightly less peak power, but still strong torque for the time. Instead of chasing high RPM horsepower, the L98 focused on mid-range torque and real-world performance.